All right, good morning, guys. Yeah, it's being a little bit funny because I still got the Starlink going. Because if my power goes out again, it's still flickering on and off. So I did switch it to my house Wi-Fi. So we're at risk here. But if it does go out, then I'll quickly switch it. I think I can just quickly switch it on my computer over to the Starlink, and see what that does. So we'll try to risk it here a little bit until maybe my power flickers again, but we shall see. Good morning, guys. Welcome back. Happy Monday. Happy new week here. October 14th. Thanks for stopping in. Yeah, I've had internet, but the problem is the lights flicker, and then when the power flickers, the Wi-Fi cuts out for like 5 minutes, and then it reboots, and then it comes back, and then it flickers off again, and then it, that's just very annoying. So it might happen again, and if it does, I'll try to just switch over to the Starlink. I'm starting to consider getting the Starlink mounted to the side of my house rather than it just sitting outside on the ground, because that's where it is right now. It's just sitting at the back of my house on the ground. Might consider getting it just mounted to the side of the house and then maybe using it when I need to. Yeah, it's perfect now because you're running on the gigabyte Xfinity Wi-Fi right now. But if the power goes out, it's not going to be so good. So we'll see. Florida still going through some power issues, man. My breakers on my house have been flipping like crazy. My electrician said it's because there's this unstable power in Florida right now. So still some problems out here. Still working through the hurricane issues. Welcome back, everyone. Hope you guys are having a good morning. Hope you guys had a great weekend. Tough day yesterday for the New York sports. So that sucked, but whatever, is what it is. Happy to see the market moves this morning for some of the trades that we hold. Looking pretty good for now. We'll see how it all follows through today. Some good holds on the ES, the NASDAQ, some individual equities. Looks pretty interesting, but yeah, we'll have to review everything as we always do. Raul, appreciate that, man. Thanks for supporting the stream. All right, let's get started. Let's get it going. Press that like button, subscribe to the channel. Welcome back, everyone. Here we go. Economic calendar. Let's pull that up. That's where we always want to start here. Today, it is a bank holiday, but the markets are trading. So, I forgot to. This would have been good to remind you guys on Friday. Cash accounts probably aren't clearing today, I would assume. So, might be a ugly surprise for some cash accounts out there. I wonder if oh man, because I trade in a cash account. Yeah, I wonder if my money cleared today. I'd have to check. Bank holiday today. It's Columbus Day. Happy Columbus Day, right? Yeah. Columbus Day. So bank holiday. Not sure if that money cleared. If you guys want to check for me, go ahead and check. Not until tomorrow. Okay. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Throughout today, looks like a lot of talking heads. 9 a.m., 3 p.m., and 5 p.m. You guys can see Kashkari speaking, Waller, and Kashkari again. The last time Kashkari spoke, there was some volatility in the markets, so let's be careful here. 9 o'clock today, guys. Obviously, it's in the pre-market, so there's not much we can do. But if you are maybe trading futures here in the pre-market, be aware of that 9 o'clock time frame. That is something that could cause a little bit of volatility. Rest of the day, nothing really there. Tomorrow, Empire State Manufacturing Index. Not a whole hell of a lot. Tomorrow, pre-market. Not much in the intraday. Wednesday, really nothing there. And then it looks like Thursday is going to be our biggest day, guys. Core retail sales, and the unemployment claims. That is Thursday. That looks to be our biggest economic calendar day. Besides that, some crude oil inventory, some natural gas storage, the building permits, housing starts. Waller speaking on Friday. That's really it. Pretty light week on the economic side. It looks like Thursday is going to be our core move, our core day for the economic stuff. I'm assuming, I didn't get to check yet, but I'm assuming there's some earnings on the docket here. Yes, there is. So let me go ahead and pull those up. We are starting to enter the earnings season. So welcome to the earnings season. Here we go. We're back. Welcome back to ER season. So starting it off today, nothing. Carudu. I've never heard of that company, and nor do I care what it is. Tomorrow, Walgreens, United Health Group, Bank of America, Citi, Johnson & Johnson, Goldman Sachs. So really bank heavy tomorrow. United Airlines, some of these stuff that I'm not quite interested in. ASML, interesting. Morgan Stanley. TSM, okay. TSM Thursday before open. That's very interesting. That's a big one. Let's keep an eye on that one. That's good for the semiconductors. Important for the semiconductors. And then Netflix on Thursday after hours. All right. So really Thursday is where it gets sort of heavy. ASML, TSM, Netflix. Those are some big ones there. Welcome back to earnings season. This is not the time to throw your money into the fire trying to trade earnings. Let's just pay attention to when they're coming. Let's understand the sympathy of them, right? Let's know that semiconductors could be moving here on Thursday. Tech could be sort of influenced on Thursday after hours because of Netflix. Let's just be aware of all that. Yeah, WD-40. Man, I'm excited for that one, huh? I'm excited for that one, huh, Carlos? Carlitos, WD-40. All right. Let's do it. Press that like button. Subscribe. Here we go. So, man, what a beautiful structure on the NASDAQ futures. Once again, last week, we had the Tuesday highs around that 20,300 to 20,330. We talked about how that must hold, and look at the two holds that came in both Thursday, Friday, man. That is some really clean stuff. That is some really beautiful previous highs into double bottom lows. As long as this continues to maintain, guys, this is structuring to the upside. This is beautiful upside structure. This is how a strong market moves. You don't just go straight up. You sort of have a previous high. You break above it. You retest it. You hold it. You consolidate. And it creates that next leg higher. This is textbook sort of market structure. It looks really nice. And we got to continue to trust it. We got to continue to trust it. So now it's very clear, and we talked about this last week, as long as the NASDAQ's over 20,300 to 20,330, that is upside, right? As long as you're above here, this is a pullback long at all times. And you can see once again on Friday, that's exactly what it was. Now, we have this little intra-channel level around 20,400, which is a really nice hold here in the futures, open right here. You can see right there, 20,400, 20,400, 20,400. Really nice holds there. So that's going to be another level I watch sort of on the intraday. 20,400 and that 20,300. Some very nice holds there. Now, what I'm watching today to stay very bullish, right? To stay very, very bullish in the short term, I think you want to see a hold above this 20,475 to around this 20,500. It's in this zone. It's about a 25-point zone for now, which I hope to sort of, fine-tune as the day and the week goes by. But for now, I'm looking at sort of these candle highs, and it's right around this 20,475, right? You can see right around there, you have those previous highs, and you can see we're trading above that right now. Also, of course, I'm just going to have that psych 20,500 there, and that's why I have that 25-point zone, right? So anywhere here between this 25-point zone is where I want to see the NASDAQ defend today and probably defend throughout the week to really, really trust, major upside continuation. If we do fail back below the last week's highs, which is right here, right? If we fail back below the last week's highs, which is 20,475, then I would expect for us to drop back down to that 20,400 and maybe even back down to that 330, right? So if you don't want to see the NASDAQ drop back into this last week channel, which is between that 300 and 475, it's really 300 and 500. It's about a 200-point range. If you don't want to see the NASDAQ fall within this 200-point range, you need to see these previous highs right here turn into new lows. All right, so if we can see that happen today, if that NASDAQ can really defend these new lows at the previous highs from last week, this could be, right, another structure to the upside. This could be another one of these, right? We had maybe a little bit of that. We're looking at this, right? And now we're looking for maybe this, or we're looking for this, right? We're looking for these previous highs right here to maintain as new lows the same way that happened right here, right? Same exact thing. So let's see if that sets up today. That would be the most beautiful thing to look for. If we get it, great. If not, there's still a game plan intact, right? If we don't get that, then we'll probably fail under that 475 and trade back down to that 400. We'll watch there. We'll watch here. Okay? Very nice. Keep an eye on this 475 to 500 zone today. If that holds true, that could be beautiful. You can see right now, look at what that NASDAQ is attempting to do as we speak, right above that 500. So 20,500 to this 475. Here is the zone we are watching today. If we fail back below, we know that there could be some weakness that steps in. Very, very clean. QQQ, 491, man. What a beautiful level. Gorgeous. 491 and the 489.50. Let's go ahead and take a look at this QQQ. Look at the structure here, guys. Previous highs right here. Previous highs right here. Look at how that held as lows last week, right? Just really clean structuring stuff, that structuring action that just sort of shows you the picture. And if you can sort of get this, if you can get this clear in your mind, man, it really does help you trade on an intraday basis. If you're able to zoom out and not be so tunnel visioned into these moves and be able to get out on that hourly chart, get out on that 4 hour, understand what's going on in the bigger picture, it's going to help you tremendously. So I knew all last week I am not looking short if we're above this 489.50, and that was the right call, and it will continue to be the right call until something breaks, right? So previous highs, very clear supply highs, very clear rejections there on Tuesday of last week. Look at how that level turned into the exact lows on Thursday and the exact lows on Friday. Very nice, very clean. Now, the next level was 491, which was this high right here. And if we go into the short-term time frames, and if you go watch my video from yesterday, look at how the 491 level created those longs intraday last week on the reclaims of 491, reclaim of 491, reclaim of 491 on the Qs. Every single time created an upside opportunity, and that was no different than Friday, the Friday trading day. We got back over 491, and that created a beautiful squeeze to the upside. So as long as we're over 491, as long as we're over 49.50, these are going to be pullback longs all day. I will be watching that very, very closely. Now, to the upside, we are right at the 495 supply. This is a big-time level here on the QQQ. If we go out to the 4-hour chart and we zoom to the left here, I believe this 495 is your next rejection point. Right here, you can see that 495. Let me go ahead and move this to the left. Right here, 495. I think that's your next level to watch. That is these lows right here. That is some of this low action right here. I think that's your next psych level, sort of potential supply to watch out for at 495. If you get above 495, guys, with strength today, I mean, I really don't think there's much stopping this thing from that 500. And then I would say all-time highs are sort of on the docket. So you can see right here, if we go to the 30-minute chart, it's either 495, right? You're going to watch that 495 if you can hold above it. The other thing I'd also watch is whether this NAS or this QQQ can hold above like this 494 zone as well, right? So we have sort of this previous high from last week around this 494. You can see right here. Could be anywhere between 494, maybe a little bit more like 493.75 in my opinion. You can see right here, 493.75, 493.75, 493.75. I think it could be anywhere between that 25 cent range, but you can see right here, right? See these 493.75 rejections? Look at how it sort of held there in the pre-market today. So if we do get this 495 rejection, I would be careful of this potential long back at this 493.75. If we fail back under those last week's highs, which is that 493.75 right here, then of course I'd probably be a little bit worried about, all right, we'll probably get this sort of slide back down towards that 491, which will be that next potential long opportunity, right? But for now, right, we are watching to see, can we maintain above these highs right here at this 494, 493.75 on any pullback? If we can, this could be a fantastic pullback long. That is the exact pullback long that we're talking about right here, right? This is the exact pullback long we're talking about right here between the 20,500 and 20,475 on the NASDAQ futures. That is the exact long we're talking about right here at the 494 to 493.75. It's the exact same thing. If we get above 495, I think that clears a pretty nice move on the QQQ. To the upside on the NASDAQ futures, the level I forgot to mention, which I want to share with you right now, the upside level I would anticipate you move higher into on the NASDAQ futures here is 20,600. 20,600 is this high right here. It's these lows right here, and it's these lows right here. So the next major rejection point for me on the NASDAQ futures, if we do get upside today, right, if we do see that 20,500 hold strong, if we see this previous high area hold as a new low, I would anticipate the next area of potential rejection is up here at this 20,600, okay? That's going to be a big spot up there. All right, let's go to the S&P 500. This is probably the cleanest of them all. What a beautiful hold. over the highs of last week on Friday, man. This is some really sick stuff right here. You guys can see 58.40 to 58.45, some very clear supply within that zone. Hold on one second, guys. I got to make sure I don't miss. I'm expecting a phone call. I got to make sure I don't miss it. 58.40, 58.45. You guys can very clearly see these highs in this zone right from Wednesday and Thursday. That is about as clear as it gets there on that rejection. And look at just how absolutely beautiful this was on Friday. I mean, it just does not get cleaner. It really doesn't. The exact highs, right, into a low at 58.45 on Friday. That is sick stuff. Break, retest, long, right? You don't just chase the breakout, wait for the retest. Your retest comes back to the breakout point. It comes back to the inflection point. You take your long there with good risk reward. Look at that trade. Thing of beauty, man. Thing of pure beauty. So what a trade that was. And on top of that, right, it's really not even just that break and retest. Let's take a look at what happened earlier in the week. We can see right here, previous highs on the ES, previous highs on the ES. Look at how that turned into lows. Break, retest, right, long entry on the bigger picture. So as long as we're above 58.08 to 5800, as long as we're above 58.40 to 58.45, this is called a structure to the upside, right? Look at how beautiful this market is structuring. It's just so clean right now, and it's sort of in easy mode here at the moment, which is why I'm just sort of staying long and trusting this move. So for now, 58.08, 5800, 58.40 to 58.45. Look at the structure that's on this market, and any pullback into this level is a long for me. Any pullback into this 40.45 level is a long entry. If we get some kind of pullback, which I think would be good for the markets, that's where you're going to look for that long entry. Down at that 40 to 45, it's very clear to know if we fail back under 40 and 45, then we're going to move lower, right? If we turn these highs back into rejections, that is a very clear reason to look for downside, so we'll look for that as well, right? Under 40, under 45. So we're looking for pullback longs to the previous highs here at 40 to 45. That's going to be your best long entry, in my opinion. If we fail below it, that's your best short entry. Underneath it, back down into that 58.08, 5800. There is no levels above on the ES. This is all-time highs, so this is called price discovery mode. What's the best trade at all-time highs? The best trade at all-time highs is pullbacks into previous highs. That is the best trade at all-time highs, no doubt, right? We're not going to just chase longs at all-time highs. We're going to look for pullbacks to previous highs. That's going to be your best trade to look for in this current market environment. SPY. Thing of beauty. Here we go onto the 30-minute. Actually, let's go to the 1-hour chart here on the SPY. You guys can see. Look at how this is set up over the last few days. We have these previous highs right here at 575. We had rejections. 575. Look at Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. 575, 575, 575. That is a break and retest hold. That is beautiful. Now we're doing the same exact thing, right? Look at what you're looking for now. You're looking for these highs right here to hold as new lows. That's all. If you get a pullback to 577.50, 578, that's your new long entry. That is going to attempt the exact same thing that it attempted right here. So you're going to look for now pullbacks into that 577.50, 578. You're going to look for longs at these pullback zones. That, to me, right here is your best entry to look long on this market. If you fail back under 577.50, then you reject and you move back down to 575, which, again, will be an interesting long to look for. So this is all price discovery mode. There's no levels above. This is all-time highs. We're looking for pullback longs on this market. I would look for, number one, the pullback long at 577.50, 578, and number two, 575. Either here or here are my two spots to look for those entry points on the overall market. Very clean, very nice. Let's go to the IWM. IWM finally did our 4-hour breakout move. You guys can see right here, we've been sort of eyeing this breakout move on the IWM off 216. What a beautiful level and what a beautiful move it ended up being. 216, we've been hollering and screaming about this level for multiple days, multiple weeks now, and finally you got your move off of it. What I would look for today is a hold above 221. You got to hold above some of these previous rejection highs. If I go to this hourly chart, you can see we had some very clear previous rejection highs at 221 here. You got to hold above that. If you can hold above this 221, this could continue higher towards this 222.60, and then you're going to have to break above that and see a hold above that to really get the move that you're looking for. So today, I would say you need to be above 221 on the IWM to continue looking for upside continuation. Dow Jones, Mike Jones, Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones throwing picks in the red zone yesterday. Very nice, Daniel. The reason we lost. Right here, you guys can see 42,100, 42,200. What a beautiful level. We've been talking about this level for weeks, saying how the Dow is holding above it. Just look how beautiful, man. That high, and look at these lows that set up here on the Dow Jones. Beautiful stuff, beautiful continuation. You guys can see right here, this 20,670. Let me go ahead and zoom out here. 20,000. I'm sorry, 40. What am I saying? 20,000. 42,000. My 20 Dow 20,000. That's 50% cut. I don't think we're at 20,000 on the Dow. Sorry about that. I don't know where my mind's at right now. It looks like 42,600 is definitely a spot to be looking, right? You can see right here, 42,600, 42,600, 42,600. Look at that hold right there at 42,600. So 42.6 on the Dow Jones, that is a beauty. Look at that little flag that was created. Holy crap, that is nice, right? Look at that. Break, retest, little flag. Look at that breakout move. So I would definitely look at 42.6. And it looks like probably this 42.850. That's going to be another level to watch right there on a little pullback at those previous highs. I would watch that. And then let's see what happens at these highs. What is this? Oh, that's 43,000. Yeah. So 43,000, right? And make sure you guys know, right? You got to understand, like, this level is not as strong, in my opinion, as this level, right? You got to know that. So you got to make sure you tailor your trading accordingly. So could we get a hold at 43? Yes, absolutely. Would this be a little bit less of a confident hold? I think so, right? That's just sort of a wick high there. So could we get a 4,300 hold? Absolutely. You could look for it. Would I be a little bit more confident at 42,850? Yes, all right, because that's a little bit of a bigger level there. And would I be even more confident back at these highs? Absolutely, at 42,600. So just know, right, you sort of tailor your trades according to how big those levels are. This is a, aggressive pullback. This is a moderate pullback. This is a very, comfortable pullback for me because you're at a major level, right? This is more major than this, okay? You have 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rejections at 42.6 that, held. Look how strong that held. You only have one rejection here. So this is a much stronger level and much more confident level to long off of alongside that 20 SMA right here than it is up at that 43,000. So just know that, but you can still watch these levels as they come back down. All right. All right. So we have 1,800 people, 600 likes. That is 1/3. If I do mental math really quick, that's about 1/3 of you that are here for free. Did not pay $1 for it besides maybe watching some ads. That is 2/3 that have not pressed the like button. For what reason, I don't know. If you could, wake up, press the like button, subscribe to the channel, help me get to 89,000 subscribers. We're getting close. What are we at? We're getting close. Why 100K and not me? We're getting sort of close. Not really. We still need 478 people out there to press the subscribe button. 478. Can we get 478 people to press the subscribe button today? Probably not. On average, we get about 50 people a day. Sometimes more, sometimes less. Press that like button. Subscribe to the channel. You saw me at Waterside Shops. You should have come and said hi, Jose. Yeah, I was there. That was me. All right. Let's continue. Let's get into some stocks. Actually, you know what? Before we do that, let's go to the SMH. SMH So, what did we talk about on the SMH? We talked about 256 and how important that level was. 256 on the SMH, and how I think over 256, this could really be the start of more upside for the semis. This could just be the beginning. This is a huge spot for the SMH at 256. This is major previous highs that turned into these lows that rejected and really has kept this SMH lower since July. Since July, after failing 256, we have sort of stayed sort of on a relatively sideways, channeling move, and we are right back into that 256 here, and on Friday, we broke above it. If we stay over 256 on the SMH, I am going to stay very confident on semiconductor strength. This is going to be sort of that line in the sand for me right here. If we're above this level, I am looking for semiconductor upside. If we are below this, then I understand that we could sort of fail this move and semis could have some type of a cool down period. So 256 is huge. It's going to probably be what happens on TSM earnings on Thursday that really solidifies what this move is. But for now, above 256, I think is a very interesting semiconductor upside move. 260 is your next rejection point, and above that is 265. These are your next two potential rejection points here. If we go to the 4-hour chart, I will show you why I say that. Right here on the 4-hour chart, there is a little bit of a rejection point right here. You guys can see at 260, and then you can see these 265 rejections right here as well. So 260 and 265 are your next two upside supplies to watch out for. But as long as we're over this 256, I think this is very, very nice. You can see here on Friday, look at those holds over 256. So, very nice, 256. Watch that on SMH. All right, let's get into some stocks. Tesla. All right, so Tesla, here's my game plan. I'm not touching this thing. I am not getting sucked into a black hole until Tesla gets over 225. I will not touch Tesla in the BH. This is the black hole of price action. This is where everyone gets sucked in. I would not be trading Tesla between 218 and 225. We did talk about the 218 and 100 SMA hold, which is exactly what Tesla did. So congratulations to any of you who maybe scalped a little bit off that. Didn't really do much, but there was something of a scalp off that level. However, I do not trust upside on Tesla until it gets back over this 225 and this 50 SMA. If Tesla can get back over this and turn this into a support level, right, I would look to long above 225 into 235 for this gap fill trade. I would not trade Tesla below 225. That is my game plan. That is my opinion. You can take it or leave it. I don't want to trade Tesla in here. This is the black hole. This is the option destruction. If we get above 225, I think I can find something of a move to fill this gap. That's what I would be looking for. And for that reason, you can see why that alert is on my screen. You can see the alert I have set at 225. If it's not above there, it's a no touchy. Okay, let's continue. Nvidia. Man, some clean stuff on Nvidia. The 131 level, sick. Right, the 133.50, sick, and now the 135 is going to potentially be sick as well. Look at these levels on Nvidia. Look at how they're structuring. 131, 133.50, and now 135. Today, you probably should know exactly what I'm about to say. You're looking for this, guys. Bam. Bam. Okay? You're looking for entries right here at 135 today. That would be your entry point to look for. That would be a hold above Wednesday's highs, a hold above Thursday's highs, a hold above Friday's highs. If you can get Nvidia to pull back and find an entry point at 135, that is going to be money, 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 right? At least you have a nice risk reward there. If you fail back under 135, then Nvidia is going to trade back to 133.50. If you get back to that 133.50, that's another money risk reward idea. If you fail that, you go back to 131. All right? So we're looking for pullback longs at 135, pullback longs at 133.50. That's what I'm looking for. To the upside, there is a gap to watch out for that I want to show you guys right here. I'll go to the 4-hour chart. You can see right here there is a gap on this 4-hour chart. I don't know if I so much think it will be something that moves aggressively through there. However, I will say, right, there is really no volume in this area right here. It is a gap, and then it is straight back down. 136.68 to 139.46. And I have it shaded on my charts. You can see right here. I'm going to monitor what Nvidia does within this gap. There is a gap right here on that 4-hour chart that I want to monitor to see what it does up in there. Not going to look to chase Nvidia. I got a lot of shares, and I've been trading that upside on the options over the last week. If I can get a pullback, I will look to reload into some Nvidia options. That'll be back at 135. AMD. So AMD right now is rejecting the must-break level, which is something to be cautious of, okay? AMD is rejecting a must-break level. If AMD cannot break here, then I am a little bit cautious of looking for upside continuation. It's anywhere between 169 and 168.70. I'm actually going to turn this red. I think this is the right. I think I have it a little bit off here. Let me go ahead and change this. I think this is how you want to have your charts on AMD. Anywhere between 169 and 168.70 is where I think you have to reclaim on AMD. If not, this is potentially, guys, a break and retest double top short, okay? This is not something I would look to long right here. This is the exact level not to long AMD. The level to long AMD was back at that 200 SMA, back at that 20 SMA, and get that move back up into supply. This is the exact level I would be cautious of looking for AMD longs. You have to get back over 169, in my opinion. If not, this could stay sort of weak under that 169, okay? Make sure you're watching that. Broadcom, what a sick long off 177 on Friday. This was one of my better percentage point trades of the week. I think it was actually the top percentage point trade. The 0 DTEs went about 150%. This was awesome. Previous highs, 177. Look at that low. You can see right here, that low, that low. We longed this off that one. I really longed it around the 179, 180 area, but was sort of adding into that 177 and got a really nice pop on Broadcom off that level. The other reason I am very interested in Broadcom and why I swung this over the weekend and will really stay confidently long Broadcom here is right here. Look at this triple top high at 177. And look at how that 4-hour wick showed up over the last few trading days of last week. That is a 4-hour high at 177. And if we go to the 4-hour on the short term, look at the 4-hour wick demand off that exact level. That is sick stuff. As long as Broadcom's above 177, I think this is going to all-time highs, to be quite honest. All-time highs is right here at 188.39. There is no volume here. And I think as long as you're above this 177, you're going to go straight back up into that all-time high. That's where my target is. That's what I'm looking for. ARM is pretty strong today. Look for that 150 hold. TSM has earnings on Thursday, so a little bit cautious on TSM. But, man, if you came to this live stream, you should remember we talked about 182 into 190. That was this channel back here. That is exactly what TSM did. It held 182. It moved into 190. This is exactly what we talked about. It did exactly what we talked about, and congratulations if you caught a piece of it. Today, if you're looking for TSM, you're looking for these pullbacks right here, 189.37 or 188. You're looking for pullbacks to this high, pullbacks to these highs, pullbacks to these highs right here. You're looking for that pullback long at 189.37 or that pullback long at 188. Those are your two pullback longs to look for on TSM. Microsoft, inverse head and shoulder, man. I've been all over this, and I really don't know if I can analyze it any more than I currently have. If this works out, then put my name on the Hall of Fame, man. Just fucking around. But this looks sick, man. This looks so good. I am so interested in staying long Microsoft. To me, this is an inverse head and shoulder all day. And as long as Microsoft stays above this low around this 413, 414, then I am staying long Microsoft mindlessly. I am not panicking. I am not scared. I am staying long Microsoft. I have some November contracts. The 413.30, the 414 zone stepping up again. If Microsoft can get above this 420, then I think you trade very quickly to 425. And if you get above 425, you trade very quickly to 430. I am really looking for the full target here to 430. My risk reward is something along these lines here. This is my risk reward. It's like a 5 to 1, 6 to 1 here. I'm risking about, I think I was risking about a $2 to make about 15. So that's even more. That's a what? That's a 7 to 1 around, 7.5. So yeah, this is a risk reward trade for me all day. I love the way this looks. If you get above 420, I would nail this thing. That's what I'll be looking for. Mon, I'll take a look at Roku in a second. Let me just get through the normal ones here, and we'll get into that. Chef, PANW, yeah, we'll take a look. But yeah, Microsoft looks great. Amazon, if you guys were part of the group, you guys know we took that Amazon swing trade. That was right here. Right here. You can see Amazon, October 18th, 190 call. This was on the 10th. This was right here. We longed it off that 185, 186 level, and next day, awesome. Awesome. You can see right here, look at the analysis provided. 186, that was our long. That was right here. We were targeting that 190. That is exactly what Amazon did. It went exactly to our target. This was an awesome swing trade. You can see right here. Congratulations to you guys that took that on Friday. That was a really nice way to end the week. Today, if we get above 190 on Amazon, I think you got something special setting up here, guys. We were talking about that controlled pullback on Amazon. You got to look for these controlled pullbacks. Look at the opportunity that's come out of this. If we get over this 190 level, I would expect more upside. Still holding some runners here. Watching 190 very closely. We got to get above this 190. If we can, I would assume this goes back towards the 196. So watch the 190 today. That's going to be big time. Apple, man, it's still there. It's still there. And it tried to panic. It tried to freak you out Friday into close, didn't it? All right. It tried to freak you out Friday into close. Previous highs, 227. Look at the holds at 227. Bam, 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 right? Look at the structure here. Apple. I'm waiting for this, right? I fully believe Apple will try to get towards this 233 still, as long as you're above 227. If you're above 227, my target's 233. If you fail 227, then the trade is over. That 20 SMA is catching up. If that 20 SMA catches up to price action and we get that pop, that's going to be something beautiful. I would absolutely be watching Apple over 229.50. 229.50 is a smackdown level, so you have to be aware of that. There is smackdowns at 229.50, but there is some very strong step-ups at 227. Look at the structure here, waiting for this move and the next structure to set up above 229.50. Let's see if that happens today. Let's go to PANW for Chef. Yeah, PANW is up into a major supply here. Is it all-time highs? Probably just about. Yeah, it's all-time high. 380, Chef. Got to be careful up there. 380, 375. Two major supplies here. Right here, 380, 375. I'm probably just going to put this as a entire zone, to be honest, Chef. I'm just going to go 375 to 380. Make sure I got that whole zone covered. Actually, it looks like it's 380.84. Okay. So I got that whole zone covered on the all-time high, the major supplies above. I'd be a little bit careful here, guys, right? I don't think we're not really in the business of chasing into these highs, right? We never have, never will be. So this trade's over, man. This is, if you didn't look at this retest at 352. Look at that thing. Previous high. Look at that retest right there. So really nice there. I'd be a little bit careful into that 375, 380. KP, appreciate that. Thanks for joining. Roku, it's all about 80 here on Roku, my friend. Got to get over 80. Look for that 80 hold on Roku. And then ANF, Abercrombie and Fitch, you're looking for that gap fill, that earnings gap fill. Very possible. I would say you got to hold over. I would say it's like 148. I'd say if you can hold over 148, you can look for the gap fill into that 160. However, I would just be aware of that 100 SMA. Okay? So right here, look at this. So you're going to look for holds over 148 on ANF to enter long for a move into 160. I would not stay long A&F if you fail back under 148. If you fail back under this high, then that is not really something I'd look for. You want to stay above this high right here to target the gap fill. Watch 148 on A&F. All right, let's go to Meta. Oh, man. Meta just again proving how beautiful levels are. Once again, look at this Meta hold at that 583. Bam, 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 583. Beautiful stuff. Got to be careful up at 597. 597 supply. Don't long right into these highs. Look to see if we can hold above them. Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Meta. What did I miss? Did I miss anything? Oh, I did want to show you BABA. And I'll talk to you guys about some of the crypto ones because I know everyone's dying to see those probably. Let me go into BABA. I want to show you guys something quick on BABA, which is very interesting. I would be sort of sneakily watching this. I know sneakily is not a word, but I would be keeping eyes on this. This is sort of interesting because people are starting, right? This is what I love. This is the moment in time that oh, yep, I think the guy's here. This is the moment in time I love. Everyone's sort of forgetting about BABA, right? They're like, BABA's no longer hot because it's not gapping up every day. Look for the holds of 103, 105 on BABA. This is something I would very, very closely watch. 103, 105 on BABA. That is a very major previous high. If this can maintain here when people start to forget about it, this could be something to watch. Watch 103, watch 105 on BABA. CrowdStrike, you got to get a pullback. This is probably the best trade we've talked about on this live stream for years, man. We were all over this 280 break and retest, and this thing just absolutely ripped. And with that said, guys, I got someone at the door, so an early stop today. I will see you guys next time. Peace and love. See you in the Discord.